MixNSingle podcast. We're here today with a live audience today, and we're going to be demystifying and defining being single. This episode will have some riveting questions to our audience, and we will be getting some feedback from them. My name is Angela Robinson. I am the founder and organizer of MixNSingle events. And to my right, I have
Mr. Tony Massey. You can find me. Tony Massey Speaks. I'm an author. I'm a poet. I'm a lot of things. I'm the only man on this couch. It's very intimidating. And to my right is
I am Onay, the CEO.
Yes.
Say it with me. Onay, the CEO. No, I'm just kidding. I am your fabulous co-host as well. And I am the CEO and owner of Onay Publishing and Performances, the casting director for Brothers Forever Productions and Films. I'm a playwright, an author, and a producer as well. So I have a lot of things that I do as well. But for tonight, I'm your friendly co-host.
All right. So tonight we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to poll the group. We're going to ask the group some questions. They'll be free to give their personal feelings, personal thoughts. Tonight we will also have a special audience guest who will be performing a poem for us throughout the evening. But we will be defining and demystifying some truths and lies about being single. All right. So, first question to the audience tonight is: how are you personally defining your single life?
How am I defining it?
How are you defining single today? Yes.
Definition for singleness for me is
Introduce yourself. I'm
okay.
sorry.
My name is Timbuktu the Poet, spoken word artist. I do my thing on the microphone with the spoken word. Honored to be here, privileged to be amongst such beautiful ladies. I am single, so pinch, that was a pinch right there.
self-promotion.
But singleness for me, I'm kind of newly single with the,
Okay.
I'm recently divorced. I'm gonna put that out there, past 3 years. So it was a transition for me at first, but right now I feel like I'm getting my feet back under me. I guess you could say getting my swag back, getting business in order. So I would say that just getting yourself together. Singleness is to me for as, pampering and tending to yourself and, making sure I'm in order.
Okay.
Me, myself, and I in order.
Okay.
And it's a lighter load for me right now. So I appreciate that part of singleness. And that's my view on it.
Okay.
Anybody else have any?
Well, I'm Shafia Kabira. I just moved here to Houston from Iowa.
Hey, Shafia.
So, yeah, I'm loving it. To me, my definition of single is not engaged or married. I was married for 8 years, been divorced a little over 10. So, that's my definition of being single, not engaged, not married. So.
Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Rashida Golden. I am born and raised Houston, Texas. My definition of single is definitely not being married. Even in your relationship, you're still considered single. And being single is enjoying yourself, doing what makes you happy. Also, meeting new people, but that's my definition of being single, just enjoying and being happy within yourself, because you have to be complete within yourself before you can be with anyone else.
Yeah. How about yourself?
Hi, my name is Arista, and I'm born and raised here in Houston as well, North Side, Acres Home. Yeah, Acres Home, Fofo. My definition of single would be just the same, pretty much. I mean, just being no paperwork, no attachments, no baggage. I mean, just you're by yourself. I mean, single mentally and in the physical form.
Okay.
A lot of people think sometimes, I'm single, in the mental, but then on the in the physical, on the outside world, they're displaying themselves as not being that. So, I just think it's all in that whole realm of just being single completely.
Okay.
In all areas.
Okay. Thank y'all. So I wanted to talk a little bit about being legally single, socially single, and personally single. So I found an article with the link to Psychology Today. The author, her name is Bella DiPaolo, and she kind of defined that, and she says that being legally single means what you all said, not on paper. You know, you're not married. There's no certificate of any kind. Being socially single is, you know, you are in the streets and doing your thing, I guess, you know what I mean? And then being personally single is you have a person who you are I don't want to say engaged with, but you know, you may be in a situationship with them, and they may consider you all in a relationship, but you personally feel like you are single. And we have a lot of that in our MixNSingle group, where members who are in relationships, the boyfriend and girlfriend or what have you, and they consider themselves still single. However, if somebody approaches that person, the other person would be then, you know, remiss to say, hey, that's my man or that's my woman. So how do y'all feel about that kind of situation? Considering all of you said, you know, if you're not married, you're technically single.
I would say first and foremost, you need to be honest.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That would go such a long way, and that would cause less confusion
Yes, I
in
agree.
this world. Honesty. That's just bottom line. Honesty and being open and transparent in that aspect. Because, like you said, some people are in a personal relationship. This person thinking we're together, and then he's out here like, I'm single.
I'm single.
Well, no, that's too mixed communication going on, and then that's how confusion starts.
Yes.
And that can go vice versa for a woman too, who's not being honest, and the dude is like, "Oh, you Oh, you really single? Oh, okay."
Hence our title of our episode.
I personally believe that if you are single and you're not married, because you know some of them consider being in a relationship not being single. But if you're in a relationship where you're dating someone and you're not exclusive, I think that it's only fair to let the other person that you're dating just know that you're dating other people. You know, dating doesn't necessarily mean you're sleeping with everyone you're dating.
Right.
But at least let them know that your mindset right now is not just stuck on that one person. You know, I've dealt with the battle of that as far as dating, because psychologically I've always believed that it would make me look like a whore to date multiple men at a time, you know. Not even sleeping with them, just being seen out in public with multiple men would make me look loose. So what I would do in the past is I would start dating one guy and I would stick it out until I couldn't anymore. When it could have been potentially Mr. Right could have been right there, but I was already giving marital benefits to someone I was just in a relationship with that should have not went as long as it did. But when you're dating other people and you're getting in that phase where you're getting to know and you're having an exchange, you can kind of get a feel for, you know what, I like that, I don't like that. Because sometimes you don't know what you want or what you don't want until you actually get it. So the only way to do that is kind of go through like an interview process before you decide to lock down. But while you're going through that interview process, I think it's only fair to let other people know you're still going through an interview phase.
And there's typically often, or had been, I'm not sure if it is today, a double standard when it comes to men and women. Men who, you know, date loosely, so to speak, you know. They're known as the playboy or the bachelor, and women are known as, you know, dots or whores or whatever you want to call them.
I think it goes even deeper than that. I think as a man, I have the freedom to date as many people as I want, and it's seen as me just exercising my options, right? As a matter of fact, I think that I've gotten scrutiny from other men who felt like, you know, why are you limiting yourself being with one woman when there's so many women out there? And I think the numbers have a big impact on that too, because there's so many single women out there, especially in a city like Houston, where I think the last number I saw was 8 to 1. So there's a lot of pressure for men to not settle down. But let me ask you guys this, and the audience especially. So outside of marriage or engagement, you're in a relationship, right? do you have to have the talk in order to no longer, at least you already reached for the microphone, do you have to have the talk to no longer be considered single? Is that a necessary component of it? Okay.
It's very necessary because I don't want it to be misunderstood or misconstrued, in any kind of way. I want to be clear. I don't want to guess, I need you to A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Lay it all out on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Is what are we doing here? I need to know. I mean, especially at my age.
And so then how do you respond to, you're asking for that?
Mhm.
You're in a situation where it seems like you all are committed to each other, or it seems that way, and then you ask that question, what are we? What are we doing?
Yeah.
And then he runs away.
Well, he says,
what's the
he's just kicking it, you know what I'm saying?
And that's
why does
we
that
doing our
run
thing.
away?
And why is that?
Why
and,
is
why,
that
and
happening?
that's not going to be, for me. That's not going to be good enough. It's not, because we're at this point. To me, I like to travel, so we're probably traveling together.
Mhm.
We're probably going out together.
Mhm.
We've been around family members together. I've introduced you to, my kids. Yours. At some point we got to figure out, okay, what is this? You're not just a friend. Because you're the only one I'm bringing around. So it to what everybody else is looking like we are together. So I need to know. I do, because I need to know, because if that's not what it is, let me go be free, not be loose, but let me go do my thing. Let me go do my thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I do want to say, I want to make a statement. I don't want to ask a question, but I do want to make a statement that, and I had to have this conversation with someone. I'm not a relationship counselor or anything, but people often come to me for advice, and I just want to put this out in the elements that you taking a man to your parents' house or introducing them to your kids or your family, your friends, that doesn't really mean much of anything. You can flaunt him in front of people and he still may not, commit. So go ahead.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
I think you go that far in introducing a man to your children. I think there's a lot of weight in that.
There is a lot of weight in that.
I think, I'm single, but I don't bring, I do a little dating here and there, but I don't bring every
Yeah,
floozy
and you
or
should
what
not.
woman around my child.
Mhm.
I think, also I think sometimes with us as men, we don't really adapt to what quote unquote titles, like you said, we just kicking it. Just kicking it for us might mean a lot to us. If I'm going out with you and we traveling and sometimes we be very skeptical on going too far too fast
Yeah.
as a man.
Yeah.
And we want to be sure in things. And then also when we do make that decision, okay, I guess we a couple, or we should be a couple. If we're not a couple, I think that should be established as well.
Right.
Now, if I'm coming over Thanksgiving dinner and I'm meeting mom and dad and the kids, I'm going to think I'm the man, But I guess you will have to tell me that. And I'm new to the dating scene
Yeah,
now.
see?
And the dating scene is kind of different
It's
now.
changing.
It's
Yeah, it's changing.
It's kind of different. So I don't know. I just old school. I'm old school. If I bring you home to meet moms, I'm saying you got a lot more weight in this than
Okay.
my little side piece over here that I might deal with here and now. She ain't never met mom,
Mm-hmm.
So I think when you're bringing the kids in and the family in, I think we got to recognize that for what it is.
But that moving too fast, a lot of women do, and so they bring them around the kids. But the man may not have decided yet, and you're trying to force him. A lot of women try to force that, and you can't push that. You have to give that man time to, understand what he's dealing with.
Personally, for me, if it's going, I want to be legit in what I'm standing on.
Mhm.
If you bringing me around your children,
Right.
I
And
don't
you
want to
should
be
be.
the dude that come through and now he gone. I
Yeah.
want to be that guy
Absolutely.
because I love kids, and then I don't want to build a
Right.
relationship with a
Right.
child and we just, and I think for as a man, on a man perspective, a real man, he ain't gonna want to be in your children's face and know he's not finna be here.
Right.
I don't
Okay.
think.
Now, I want to echo that. It's easy to fall in love with kids.
Yeah.
You know,
It is.
it's easy to get into a situation where, man, I really like your kids. You know, I really like the bond that I've created with your kids. I really don't like you though, but I like your kids, and I really don't want to lose the relationship. You know, especially if you're a good father. You know, being a good father is something that you can be to anyone. You know, it doesn't have to necessarily be your kid. So I caution any woman, you know, be careful about allowing your children to create a bond with a guy who hasn't created a bond with you,
Right.
because he'll stick around just for your kids.
Yep.
You know, so I agree with you. When I became newly single, if you met my son, that meant, you know, you somebody. Yeah. Otherwise, nah, you can't meet my boy. You see pictures of him because he's cute. You know.
Let you know I'm a good dad.
Right.
So Tony, what?
Yeah, let me. I got some questions.
Yeah, because I was ready to go
Yeah.
in too. I'm waiting on
So
you.
I heard some of the audience members speak on the fact that they are divorced. They're getting back into it, right? Getting back into the deep end of the pool. What are some of the difficulties that you found in dating? And two-part question. And are those difficulties, in your opinion, isolated to you being a man or a woman, or even more so a black man or a black woman? Do those add extra difficulties outside of just being single?
Being divorced, I am divorced. The dating scene is totally different. And you're like, do I belong in this scene or what's going on? But one thing I would say is that when people are not clear, the lines are so blurred now. And as a woman, like you said, it's 8-1. You find women are in competition with each other to get this one man's attention. And for myself, I'm not gonna be a thirst bucket. I just ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna go put myself out there on the platform. Either he's gonna appreciate who I am and want to get to know me for who I am, or he gonna keep it pushing. And you know, he has all these options because a lot of men will play this weight game where women, you know, we hone in. Like we said, we'll hone in. We'll give a chance to, because you have to get a chance to know someone. Well, he could be playing this whole aspect, and I don't know how he's juggling, but that's just too many personalities to juggle in 2019.
It's hard too.
And it's just everything is so blurred.
Right.
You know, even recording and you know, people.
Are people courting?
You
I
know,
don't.
They've not.
I think courtship
They're
is a
not.
lost art.
They're not
People
courting.
don't know how to
And
date
people don't even
anymore.
know how to communicate to even begin to court, you know.
Right.
I've been trying, as of lately, trying to dip into this dating thing, you know, go out to eat. And it's draining for me. Like, I don't have the time. You see what I'm saying? So, when you're a workaholic, so to speak, like me, and according to the last show, when you guys teased me about isolating myself, I realized that's a whole job, you know, to go out and meet people. So even though earlier I made the statement about maybe dating multiple people to just kind of figure out what you like and what you
It's
don't.
exhausting.
But that's too exhausting for me. I'm comfortable. I have become comfortable in my isolation, but I don't really think it's so much as being comfortable in my isolation as it is with being comfortable with myself, you know, and the freedom that I have in that. But then when I, you know, like you were asking, being a black woman or dating in this community, these men, they have so many options to choose from. So you have one man on the other hand, he's for the all-natural system. Then you have another man who says he's for the all-natural system, but then the only pictures you see him liking on social media is the bopped up buoys. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
The
there's...
bopped up buoys.
Yeah.
I've never heard that term.
That's a new one. I
Okay.
just came up with that one. Hashtag bopped up buoy.
Yeah.
You know, but I think it's confusing, you know, and I don't want to make the same mistakes that I've made in my previous dating experiences. But you only know, it's on the job training. You only know until you try. But you don't want to put yourself out there. It's almost like a meme I shared the other day when a little boy gave a piece of paper to him. He said, "Now, give it back."
Right, I'm sharing my heart.
Share my heart right. Take it right, you know. And sometimes when you pour your heart out, when you finally meet someone that you like, you decide to be vulnerable with them, they can use that very vulnerability against you, and it gives the impression that you're needy or clingy. And I am the furthest thing from a needy woman. I'm almost so dominant to where it's almost intimidating. So when I get that gooey feeling and I actually want to share it, and either the rejection that comes from it or them taking that for me being clingy, I'm like, boy, don't you know who I am? You know, that's what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? So it gets really complicated in the dating, and me personally, I don't understand. So help me out with, we have a male, you guys can help me out. When you're dating a female and there's obviously some type of chemistry there, or maybe you haven't, or have you ever dated a female and you had chemistry, but that chemistry scared you to the point where you rejected her out of self-defense?
Yeah, I mean, that, you know, it's on a personal level, but I also think when you've been hurt before, things didn't turn out how you was expecting for us, being divorced and all that, you'd be reluctant to give that part of you again. But you also have to tap into yourself and really trust in who you are. Mm-hmm. And if they do deny it, it should, you know, you're so solid in who you are, that's, you know, you look at that as their loss.
Correct.
Then you don't want to, I wouldn't want to, you know, men, we carry baggage too, you know. We, you know, been through that, done that, don't want to, you know, it's hard to trust, it's hard, but we got to learn to love. We got to learn to trust love again, you know. That's what it's about, you know. If you put your head out there, stick your neck out there, you still got to be confident, in my opinion, you still got to be confident within yourself to be able to handle that rejection and it not affect you for as moving forward into something new. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of times we might lose that special someone because we are reluctant. The word you use, isolated, I don't really think it's isolation. It's more, it's the word alone, right? Mm-hmm. A-L-O-N-E, right? Mm-hmm. A-L-O-N-E, all one. And when you're alone, you're solid. Everything you need is right there, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's not really isolation for us, my perspective on that. But long story short, I think we got to learn to trust love, trust that gooey feeling. Trust it, but be so confident in that gooey feeling that if this gooey feeling is not given back, you know, it's cool. We'll move on. You know, we're busy anyways.
Yeah.
You know,
correct.
we'll move on.
Correct.
So I think we just got to learn to trust one another. Trust the feeling. Trust that. Let it roll. Let it roll. We as men, like, that goes back to we just kicking it.
Right.
Let's vibe.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not. There is no finish line. We're just moving.
No title.
So I kind of want to piggyback on
Yes.
that because,
Hold on. Okay.
yeah, and in the words of Neo, I'm a movement by myself, but we're forced when we're together. One of those type things. I always feel like I'm being put, I've heard that I'm standoffish with guys. You know, they'll see me on social media or they'll see all the movement that I'm making and the things that I'm doing, and they think that what she's saying, where they want you to be needy or they think you're needy, they saying that I'm not needy or that I don't need them because of the material things and because of the things that I have going on, when that's the furthest thing from the truth. I mean, yeah, you can see, I can list a whole bunch of stuff that I have, and I'm gainfully employed, and I do this, I got that, whatever. But at the end of the night, it's a big old king size bed right here, and I'm laying in it by myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, so you can't.
Every night.
But on the flip side of that too, I'm like, well, if you're gonna wanna, pursue me, you gotta come with it. And
that's the dichotomous part that makes it so hard from a male's perspective, and I'll speak just for myself.
Pressure on a man.
Well, we talk about these roles, right, and expectations, and obviously being a broke man, your options are limited, as they should be, in my opinion, because you need to get yourself together, right? So you see a woman who is, doing big things. She's traveling. You're right. She's traveling. She's backstage with Anthony Hamilton and whatnot. And you start to but you start to look at it and go, well, what do I bring to the table, right? Not taking into consideration that you bring an emotional aspect as well as the financial aspect, right? But it's hard when a woman says to you, I don't need anything from you. However, if you're going to approach me, you got to come with it. So then now you're wondering, what is the most important part? So for me, there's a P word that is very important to me. I know you backing up. It's not the one that I think most women think of. It's peace.
Yeah.
My divorce was so tumultuous, was so difficult. Going through that was so hard. When you said everything is clicking, everything is right, why do we run?
Right.
Because I don't want you messing with my peace.
Yeah.
I will choose peace over everything,
Listen,
right?
listen.
But if you put me in a situation where I feel trapped in a chaotic situation, that's when I'm gonna run because I get scared because you're messing with my peace, right?
Yeah.
So the other woman or the women that the other women I'm pursuing, it isn't that they're better than you, but they may create a space of peace.
But you guys sometimes will make us feel that way.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Especially when like you say, it's a competition. We feel like it's a competition.
No, I agree.
Out there.
I agree.
And I just don't have that kind of time on my hands.
No, I agree.
To compete. Now, if you can't take me at face value for what I have going on, and we can put this thing together, then that's what I'm saying. But don't ask me what I'm bringing to the table, because really, all I can tell you is I really am the table.
Oh, well, all right.
I really am. I'm
Yeah,
on the table.
I agree.
Now you can bring your cutlery
Right.
and bring the napkins. We can put this thing together
Yeah.
and make a nice, beautiful table. But
Right.
don't ask me what I'm bringing to the
No,
table.
I agree. There are men
and
out
they do
there
that.
who will say, be my peace, but yet they shady.
Yes, Lord.
They got
so
their
we
phone
all have
upside
these-
down and
we
all
all
this other
have
stuff.
these opinions, and you're probably going to be able to answer this because it's going to piggyback off that. So all of us that are in the studio obviously have been in relationships, if not married, and have dealt with a failed marriage. And it's not just the marriage. When I say failed marriage, I mean divorce.
Can't relate.
Well,
No.
if you're divorced, it's not here anymore. It didn't work.
I understand. I'm mad.
But so why? And then we get back into the dating community and we try to relearn how society has changed since when we were dating before. Why do we fail at it? What do you think is? I think it's communication. I think it's the mixed signals. So I want you guys' opinion to tell me, why do you think we fail at it?
I have one thing I want to say. I think part of the failure is not understanding who you are within yourself. It's you have to learn, because I can sit here and tell you or tell a man, no, I don't want you to come to my house yet. And am I really telling him that because I don't trust him, or am I telling him that because I don't trust myself? So I have to learn how to deal with me, deal with all of my situations first. I think that's optimal first, and then I think there's a trusting love, as you said, and then there's communication, understanding what it is that you actually want and how to communicate that, or what you expect out of a relationship for you, what's going to make you happy, and then accepting that and not settling for anything else.
And then sometimes the conversation, why is there a premature time to have that conversation? Because I'm one of those people that if I'm liking you and we vibing and we spending time together, I really want to know, what are we doing? Are we just kicking it? Because I don't want you to get in your feelings when you look on my timeline and see somebody else that I'm just kicking it with. Like the meme that say, I'm single until somebody tell me take this shit down. But
I'm single, but somebody gonna be mad when they see this.
that part. I'm single, but somebody gonna be mad when they see it, because you could be vibing and you have that conversation. I really like you, and once you put it out there that you like them, it's like the calls start. What is that about? That's that ghosting stuff again.
I don't know, like just going kind of back a couple questions ago with getting back into the dating scene after being divorced. One of the things that I found out, like I said, I've been divorced for like 10 years, but one of the things that I found out was that, one, I really didn't know what I was looking for. So it was kind of figuring out again. I've been married for so many years and I never expected to get divorced, and all of this stuff went down. So I was I didn't realize it, but I was looking for a placeholder. And I didn't want to be alone and all these other things that came up. And sometimes I think that, especially at this age, we get to the point where we just got all of these things in line. This has got to be right. This got to be right. This got to be right. And we look at society and we kind of look and they're like, well, at this age you should be here, you should be there, and this is what it should look like, and all of that. But then again, why do we put so much pressure on ourselves? Why can't we just let it be what it's going to be? And at the beginning of meeting someone, get to the point where if it doesn't work, just keep it pushing, pimping. Like, it's no, it's no skin off my back. If you don't like me, then you just don't like me. If we don't click, we just don't click. So, not trying to figure out, well, why did this work, unless it's from a personal perspective. Mm-hmm. So, like, I know now, like, what some of my triggers are. Like you said, like, if someone gets too close to me in the past, I've had relationships where somebody got close and I started liking them, and then they just get ghosted. So when someone starts getting close again, I automatically start preparing myself to count down. Like, oh yeah, they finna bounce on me real quick. So let me prepare myself so I don't get hurt. But then I've learned to be like, but what am I learning in this experience? What am I learning from this person? What did they give me? What did they take away? Was it me or was it them? If it didn't work, just keep it moving. But I also think we can also keep things from coming to us by the energy that we put out, by the thoughts that are already in our head. Mm-hmm. So if we change the narrative and we change the energy, then the person that we really expect to come into our lives will do that. But if we already going into different things with all of these, well, he did this, she did this is how they are, this is how things are in society, and there's 8 to 1, I'm already in competition. No, I'm the only competition. If you're going to be here, you're going to be here. If not, thanks for coming, thanks for playing, next.
Yeah.
And I think, if we kind of just free ourselves from all of the expectations, things can be a lot easier. But we have all of these societal norms, and we have all of these check marks and all of these benchmarks that we have to go by. And like you said, it's not really a race to the finish line. If we just really trying to get to know each other and we just trying to vibe, let it be what it's going to be. And just move around.
Yeah.
Now, I feel that because the most free experience that you can really have is letting go of the outcome.
Right.
To be in vibration of receiving anything is really letting go of the outcome. But the flip side to that coin is when you're really liking someone, but you're trying to let go of the outcome, the last thing you want to do is waste your time. Wasted time is worse than wasted money, because I can get that money back. I can't get that time back. So while I'm building and we're communicating and we're spending time together and we're traveling, but neither one of us want to put a title on this. We're just wasting each other's time, basically.
But it's a wasted time if you're just trying to be in the moment and be an experience and learn something out of it.
I believe that it can be, because I would rather spend that time with someone that's equally interested in building, and we share the same goals. We're in alignment with each other. We're both 40. Almost, you know what I'm saying? We're both in our adult ages, and he could be younger now, because it ain't the age, it's the page, Stella do have her groove still, okay? No, I'm just saying, as long as he got his shit together.
But oftentimes I think people present themselves with a representative.
Sure.
And so you may have this man in front of you who's saying all the right words, saying all the right things, because they've been following you on social media, and they know what you're about, like, what you have, etc. And so you think that you're building with this person, but you're considering it wasted time, but the signs are always there. Always there. So you have to ask the right questions, observe the situation, and make a decision. Don't ever consider it wasted time. Everything is a lesson. Correct. Everything is a lesson. Every moment.
I think being married before is also another issue, because I think of being married as I have a cousin who makes banana pudding. And this is the best damn banana pudding I've ever had in my life. And I think of marriage as that banana pudding, because if you've been married before, even if it was a bad marriage, there were good times, right? And so when you get into a new relationship post divorce, that's where you want to go back to. I always talk about how I remember when I was in my 20s and I was dating, it was cool to be broke when you were in your 20s and dating. I mean, sharing a pack of ramen noodles is romantic when you're 20. But when you're 40, nah, we ain't doing that, because you've already experienced things, right? And so now you go into this dating situation, and as you're vibing with this person, you're really enjoying this person. So in your mind, you're thinking, okay, let's get to the good part. And the good part for most people is we ain't got to go out. You know, we can put on some sweats, watch a Law and Order,
Relax.
you know,
SVU.
marathon. You know what I mean? There you go. You know, and just and actually watch the movie.
Right. Actually watch the movie.
But that's the thing with dating at my age. Like you're saying, there's a total difference. Like she was saying earlier about dating a young boy or man or whoever. I would never. I can't do it. I have daughters in their 20s anyway, and anybody in their 20s just can't do anything for me. I'm sorry. You know, sharing the ramen noodles and $2 Tuesday chicken and all of that. You know, I'm trying to get up to the lobsters
I really want him to
and, you know,
recite his
and
poem.
then steaks and all of that. So I don't really want to go. I'm not trying to go backwards. Now, if we're together and we going through it, you know, I'm gonna go through it with you. Yeah, I'm gonna ride with you, whatever. But at the same time, if you're in your 40s, I just expect the little, you know, that you're, you know, have a little bit more established.
In your
than,
30s,
you know,
35.
yeah.
So I want to get into the lies. But before we do that, we have we have several talented poets in the house, but we have one in particular. I heard this brother spit at Poetry Lounge, at Bamboo, at Engine Room. Everywhere Poetry Lounge pretty much been at, Buck is spitting.
Shout out to Poetry Lounge.
Shout out to
Seven the
Poetry
poet.
Lounge. Yeah, absolutely. But this brother is a prolific poem, and you have a poem about honesty, dishonesty, you know, checking and rechecking. What is it called? And spit it for us if you don't mind.
The poem, it stems off of, you know that old saying, if you look for it, you'll find it.
Yes.
And I'm old school, so I feel like, you know, if you got a need to look for it, something's already off balance already. So dealing with social media and especially the phone, that phone to get you in trouble. This for men and females, you know. That phone to get us in trouble. Men do it too. You know, we'll snoop through that thing too. But the poem stemming off of going in the phone. And then you go in the phone and you find things that might look a certain way, but it's not really that way.
Right.
So, but you was already looking for what you was expecting to see. Now you see something and you gotta make what you saw
Fit.
what
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Get out my phone. Stay out my inbox. What you looking for? Now look what you got. Misread messages. Now you assuming and you guessing and shit. Hearts become empty. Everybody shouting, but ain't nobody listening. Messed up past decisions. 1 + 1 made 2, but now we doing division. And people gonna have their opinion, but we got to keep the family out our business. Wounded hearts, sleeping in the same bed, but oceans apart. Lost in love. In a wilderness of sticks and stones, and home don't feel like home. There's a pain in my side like a missing rib. I gave all I could, I have no more to give. I kept it real, ended up reeled into a bottomless pit. What's that smell? What's that stench? That's that I love you bullshit. 'Cause love don't live here no more. Wipe your feet on my feelings at the front door. Words can build, words can kill. Choose to wallow in present day sorrows of what could have and what should have been. Too late, the end of the chapter. Close the book. Queen, she takes rook. Check. But she ain't got no mate. Long live the king in this game of love we play. Get out my phone. Stay out my inbox. What you looking for? Now look what you got. That's a poem, y'all. I appreciate
poet.
it. Hey. But that poem, you know, I'm going to let it be known. You know, that phone kind of, it made a lot of speed bumps in my previous marriage, you know. And it got to where, you know, man, you can't even leave your phone on the table. You can't leave your phone on the table and go to the bathroom and expect your phone to still be there like you left it. There's something shaky going on there anyway. And I think in a relationship, also what we don't really cover, I think in a relationship, everybody deserves some sort of privacy.
I agree.
Yes.
Relationships, marriage, it shouldn't be ownership.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't just own someone. So what my goal is, I want to find my total happiness with myself and meet me a woman that's totally happy with herself. That way, she's not expecting me to feel any type of void. Now, I'll do my duty as a man, you know, that part that she can't do alone, you know, but to feel any type of voids or the false expectations, you know, if you happy with you, and I'm happy with me, seeing you pictured up on a Facebook with another guy that I know me and you here, you know, and I know this and I know you, that wouldn't bother me.
Right.
Because I'm happy with me.
Right.
And if that's what, especially sisters, y'all, you know, doing your business, and a lot of sisters are, I'm not afraid of an independent woman. It actually turns me on. I like it. But I also think you got to make a little room for the brother to squeeze in there a little bit.
Absolutely.
You know, we need that because you can only give us that. We don't want to kick the door in. We want the door to be cracked so we can take a peek, you know.
Yeah.
Just bring up the slack, if you will, your slack, and you bring up my slack.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's my whole perspective on that thing. Now, y'all, I went into a little rant.
That's all right. You're good.
Because the poem was, when I wrote the poem, it was dealing off my failed relationship, you know, and it was, get out my phone. What you looking for? Now look what you got.
Yeah.
Here we are. Misread messages was for real.
Right.
You see me posted on the Facebook picture with my beautiful sister Hill. Name.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing her.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you doing her.
Right.
You know, and that's not fair.
That's
And
not.
then you have a void that's not being fulfilled by yourself first.
Right.
And you expecting me to feel it. And that's where the conflict comes, you know.
Right.
Now I wanted to say this real quick. Dating and, you know, what's the word we used? Situationship.
Situationship.
That is total confusion.
Yes, it is.
You know, we making things be conducive for what's comfortable for us. It's really somebody's just afraid to just keep it real.
Right.
You know, in my opinion. Right. So when we new to the game on the dating scene, a situationship, I'm like, what is that? You know, we either are or we not.
Right.
And we got to stop playing with each other, you know. And brother,
Stop playing on social media.
that social media it can become dangerous.
Yeah.
Social media and reality TV. A lot of sisters watch reality TV
And they want to
and
live like
expect
that.
that. And then you come to your man with that, and your man is totally confused. You know,
Because it's not real.
why waste your life watching their life?
Right.
You know.
So that's a good segue. So we talk about lies. What are some of the misconceptions, falsities, lies? You know, these things that plague the concept of being single. So what are myths or beliefs about being a single man or being a single woman that you deal with?
That for women, that you're bitter.
Yeah.
That you are you're a loner, or you know, you're too independent.
My main thing is I don't need a man.
Yeah.
First of all, I used to say that I don't need a man. I'm moving by myself. I do need a man.
Yeah.
Not a
Innocent.
boy, a man. I was listening to a friend of mine talk about another friend of his, a female friend, and he was talking about how, you know, he kind of encourages her because she hadn't went so far in her career and she was kind of scared to fly. He's like, well, she needs encouragement. And I'm thinking, you ain't never encouraged me, you know, because
Never had
they
to.
see me as so strong, as having it all. Like, oh, well, she doesn't need my help. She doesn't need me to pour into her because she already has it together. Let me go run and pour it into somebody that appears to be weaker or need more attention. Just because I'm successful doesn't mean I don't need a man. I
And
want
that
to
leads-
feel
that leads
vulnerable. I
into-
want to be able to be vulnerable.
Right. That leads into another lie that I hear a lot about men, that men only want women that need them, or men only want women with baggage, or you know, somebody to take care of their kids and all of this kind of
That's
thing.
not necessarily a lie as much as it is a description of a man who's not mature and doesn't know who he is. Because I used to be that guy. Man, I had my cape. Oh
Caitlin's
my
favorite.
God.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun. But it gave me something to do. And it
Okay.
also gave me a sense of importance.
Okay.
But I didn't have that within myself.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Once I started to realize who I was and I gained an idea of who I am, those type of women actually started to turn me off. And I started looking for the woman who, you know, had that strength, had that identity that was outside of me, because I don't want to be your purpose. I don't want to be your savior.
Your world.
I don't want to be your world. Don't make me your universe. You know, my mother has this saying that I'm not your source, right? So I call and ask for money. Mom, I need some money. Baby, I'm not your source. You know what I mean? You can go to God. Now, if he wants to use me as a resource, that's fine. But he's going to have to tell me that, right? And I finally started to see that being with a woman who could stand on her own 2 feet was actually a better relationship.
Yes.
Because then when I fell, she was standing to pick me up and vice versa. But if I'm holding you up and then I fall down, now we both on the ground. You know,
Right,
we're like
right.
upside down turtles.
Listen.
I often get when you're single and no children. What's wrong with you?
Oh, Lord, yes, that's me.
Nothing's wrong with me. You don't know my story. You don't know my journey.
Right.
You know, you don't know what is behind this face, behind this smile. You don't know what I've had to endure that makes me the woman that I am, and I'm confident in who I am. But there's nothing wrong with a woman that may be older in age, doesn't have any children.
Do you get a fear from men that because you don't have kids, I don't want to date you because I'm afraid you're going to want them?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They have children already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can have
And
kids already,
They don't want any more.
or may not want any more.
Which is
And then You
cool.
may some that may want some, but yeah, they automatically assume and kind of put you, I guess, in this little box that you you say you don't have any kids, or what's wrong, or why?
Mm.
And whereas on the flip side, I've met guys that want kids. They want more kids, and I'm like, no, there's nothing else coming out of me.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? I mean, let's just keep it real.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I'm just
We
like,
need to
let's-
have
let
we
me-
need to have a network. So when you meet guys that want kids, you send them this way, and we'll send the other one your way. See, hence why we have a Facebook group, MixNSingle. No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
Or the lie if you have children that you're looking for a man to be
A
your
man
children's
to
daddy,
daddy, yeah.
and that's not what you're looking for.
Right.
Yeah.
Or again, going back to being a strong woman, yet you're intimidating, but you're only intimidating boys who aren't trying to be in real relationships. Or again, with this, I was at a point where I really did not. I was enjoying being single. I didn't want a man in my life because I was enjoying being by myself. And you're just bitter and you just don't want anybody. You're still dealing with your same relationship, but it's not true. I'm just doing me.
Another when the question you had asked, a myth with
The
being
myth about being single,
with the
yeah.
brother. Yeah, we jaw jab and talk that trash, but like the sister said, we go home. I got a king size at the house now. Man, want to wake up with someone warm next to him, and
Absolutely.
something of quality.
Right.
We go, snatch some, but we want some quality.
Mm-hmm.
And then that, men, that song, it's an old song, time, Mars Day. Gigolos get lonely too.
Yeah.
Real man, we go through our stages. What man? When I get off work, I wouldn't mind having a woman in there cooking hot dinner for me. You go through them stages. And I think that's a myth that I don't need no woman. Nah, I ain't gonna say the necessarily like need, but I would desire.
Right.
And in a sense, it's a certain need there as well.
Correct.
It's a certain need there.
Yeah.
Of course.
I think one for men too, one that I've encountered, is that men are motivated by sex. We're not.
That's not true.
Men enjoy
And not
sex.
food. What about food?
You can trick me.
Food is a little bit over
You make
the
a sweet
sex
potato
part,
pie. You
yeah.
can definitely. Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I hear that. The
No,
way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
But he was
Okay.
talking about women that cook. Or do young women do they even cook anymore?
That's another myth, I think.
Because this is the thing. I'm an old school girl, but I also have adult children, so that kind of like stops me from dating because I started young. So I have a 23-year-old, a 20-year-old, and a 16-year-old. I'm not looking for a baby daddy. I'm not looking for someone to come in and be a dad. My youngest son is straight A student, gifted and talented, pre-AP, already considered a sophomore in his freshman year. He has a wonderful dad. I don't need you to step in and take his place. What I need you to do is focus on me. Focus on building with me. Stop putting an expectation on yourself that I didn't even put on you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that already kind of like stops. Once I say, oh, I got 3 kids. Ooh,
Yeah.
You know, no, I have adult children.
And don't have 3 kids from 3 different men. Oh my God. That's just like they think something is really wrong with you if you have
Say
3.
it one more time.
Say it
Don't
again.
have 3 kids from 3 different men, then they really think something is not right there. And that's my situation. I think I call it the generational curse. My mom had 3 kids, 3 different dads, and I have 3 kids, 3 different fathers, and I have an adopted child. But it has nothing to do with the fact that, I can't keep a man. I just, with me, if it didn't work out, I just move. I don't settle. I just never settle. We all want to be with our kids' father. You know, I would think that I'm just not out here having kids with just whoever. But if it don't work, it just does not work.
So let me ask you this: do you think? Let me come at it from a different angle, because I'll be transparent. I've been discriminative in that way, where that kind of scared me. But it had nothing to do with the children. It had to do with the idea that you do have this, you know, here's the line. Once you cross it, I'm out. And it makes me afraid that I can't make mistakes. That if I do something that upsets you, we can't work through it because you have that line. And I'm not talking about egregious type stuff where I'm cheating or, you know, whatever. I mean, I'm not the man you expected me to be. And instead of helping me get to that place, I have this fear that, you know, I'm gonna slip and then I'm gonna get my papers.
So then my take on that is I can't tell you about what I did when I was 17. I was 17 when I got pregnant and 18 when I had her, then like 21 and then 30, and that was it. I didn't want to have any more after 30. And so I back then it was different. You know, you could play, we were doing our thing or whatever. But now when you come along, it's totally different. I'm not expecting you to be the same person that you were when you were 20. Just like I tried to tell my youngest son's father, yeah, it was cute. I thought you had this swag. You from the East Coast. I love your thick accent. It was cute to me back when I was 17. But now I am 43. Your pants still hanging off your butt. I mean, it's just not. Yeah. I have evolved and I have grown and gotten older and I have matured, and I'm just not with that anymore. So, I mean, I'm not going to say, yeah, because we get into a little spat, oh, you're gone and that's it. Back when I was 20, I did. Right. Or when I was 17. Yeah, because I thought I was just this old chocolate girl, long hair, and just was, you know, out there doing my thing. So, you know, I thought I could go move around to whatever and if I wanted to. Now, that's not where I am. I want to be in one relationship with one person. I don't want to date. I'm gonna be honest with you. Right. You know, dating is not for me because what's going on out here is not for me. You know, it's not. So I want to be with one person.
Yeah. So on the flip side of that, I've been discriminative of men that have, you know, 8, 9, 10 kids, 3, 4, 5 kids, mothers. It's like, you know, not that there's something wrong with him, but ooh, you know, it's like it's a lot of baggage. Yeah. But
we wasn't just talking to you.
But then on the other end of that, if he had been the kind of man that was actually taking care of all of his children, I probably would have felt a little differently. But I think in that particular situation, I kind of was like, you know.
Because don't when they have kids and they don't get them, or they're not taking care of them, or you don't have them for the weekend,
or you don't see them, or you don't hear him saying.
For a woman, that would
trigger
red flag.
Absolutely.
Yeah. For a girl, they don't care.
Yeah.
But for me, I was always like, okay, well, you're around my kids every weekend. Where are your kids?
Right.
You know,
you got 3 kids. You live in a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah. Where your kids? Where your kids at? You
or
know,
even a man that
brings
talks
in a whole nother element when you start talking about kids, because sometimes you deal with, I'm the author of Selfish Baby Mama, Selfish Baby Daddy, me and Nicole Wilson. Plug. Check out my books. But that opens up a different dynamic, because when you start bringing in kids, sometimes it's the other parent that has a problem all of a sudden. Sometimes, not all the time. Mm-hmm. Because I have been in a previous relationship and they had children. We didn't have children together. And we lived together, And I had an issue with them not having their kids. Even though he wasn't really hands-on with mine, the idea in his child's mother's head was, oh, he over there with her kids, but he's not making time for his.
Mm-hmm.
So me as a woman, I even took the initiative to say, hey, can the kids come? You know, can we spend time with them? Not everybody is receptive to that
Yeah.
because now you have a different element of the baby mama drama. But if you're with a man and he's not spending time with his kids that he's having, whatever you do, don't lay up and have another one with him because you're just signing up for the same treatment that the other ones are getting. So that's a big red flag. I agree.
And you'll get less child support. I'm just saying.
Well, let me speak on that because I never filed child support.
Okay.
I have never filed child support on anybody. I had 2 of them file on themselves, and 1 of them I just was like, whatever, I got it. You know, do what you can.
Yeah.
You know, so I know I'm one of the few. I know
Yeah.
I am because I know as women out there, I've seen it. I have friends, girl, you need to go get him. He over there with this and this and this. I don't care about what he has.
Right.
As long as he continues to buy his little shoes, get his little haircut, spend some time with him,
Yeah.
buy some little school, or whatever. That's fine with me. But I've never filed. I was not the one to do the child support thing. I think, and I got that from my mother.
Yeah.
She never did.
But not only how he is with his children or she is with his children, but how are they as a child? I think that comes into play sometimes
that's
too.
key.
I want to know what's you and your mother's relationship like, and even if it's an estranged relationship, do you still have the capacity to be respectful? That's another situation I've been in where, you know, there was no respect for the mother, the grandmother, the daddy, everybody. And so I had to, you know, distance myself from that. But yeah, that's another, how are they as a child in a family?
I mean,
'Cause
you
sometimes
can have
you don't
some
know.
men that speak highly of their mothers, but they still respond as if they weren't hugged as a child. I've literally come into contact with someone
Yeah.
like that who.
But that's probably a hurt person
Yeah.
in a different way.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Carry
See
it
about
on.
yourself, people.
Yeah, see about yourself. Yes, because it rubs off on other
Yes,
people.
oh, yes.
Yeah.
So, tell me, you guys, what do you think? What in if you could have it today, right now, what would a perfect relationship look like to you?
Oh, that's a good one.
A lot of peace.
Told you.
Okay.
Hey, brother, I was with you on that because, hey, peace is priceless.
Man.
It is priceless.
I
And
take
I don't
peace.
think a lot of
Bye.
sisters recognize. I don't think a lot of sisters be knowing that. Man, we want some peace. You know,
Peace. Okay.
you know, a lot of peace, some understanding, some good communication, some heavy action in that bedroom. Just mutual respect as a person, not as my mate or my wife, as a person first, because you was a person before you became a woman.
Absolutely.
I'm a wife, I'm a girlfriend.
And what if she can't cook?
What if she can't cook? I help her cook.
Okay.
I can cook.
I'm just
Oh,
checking.
speaking
I'm,
of
I'm the
that.
matchmaker now.
See that? See that?
Conversations in the
I was
kitchen.
quick on
She
the
can come cook on Friday.
I help her
Okay,
cook.
if you needed to. Okay.
We can learn how to cook together. Cooking ain't gonna be no make it or break it type thing, you know. That ain't nothing heavy like that.
Then
When
you-
we be talking about cooking, it's on some old school like type of thing, you know. But we got to move with the times. A lot of y'all sisters are very, very busy. They ain't got time to be cooking all the time. But I will cook,
Okay.
and the
I
laundry.
think it's sexy to get in the kitchen together and cook.
Actually,
love
one of the
that.
most intimate things that I enjoy with a woman is I'm cooking, she's having a glass of wine, talking to me while I cook. That's
Tank top.
that too.
Yeah.
All right. Baby, can you hand me that pot down there?
Oh, baby, I
No.
dropped the top.
Right, perfect relationship.
I guess my idea of a perfect relationship would just be, first of all, monogamy.
Definitely.
Just at this point, just being a friend, just somebody I can just kick it with, hang with. We can kick back and laugh, travel. A man that's has a vision he don't have to be there, but we can be a powership. That's what I like to call it. Just, just enjoying life at this point.
Powership. Hashtag power. Heard it here first.
My ideal is communication is a big thing. Being open to doing what that person likes, they doing what you like. Her powership, but I would say you as one complete person, that person being complete themselves, and you building together. You can take something and you can, hey, I want to go off in this direction, or I have this vision to do this, or I have that. Being supportive of one another is very important, and traveling, having fun, cooking, everything. I cook. I don't, but listen, I got to bring my lunch to work, so I got to cook. So I don't have a problem with cooking, and I don't have a problem with eating out, because after a while, all that eating out, you be like, listen, I just want some real
Cooking, yes.
But just enjoying each other, and being, like you said, being together, just being on oneness, and being helpful to other people who are out here in this dating world, and people give up hope. Like ain't no love out here in this world. So that's what I want.
I need trust, communication. I will need you to be my homie. I just want to enjoy one another in every aspect. I don't want to have to worry about you worrying about me. Like what we've been talking about. Don't worry about what who I'm in the picture with, who I'm communicating with, who sent me a heart, like, or emoji, or whatever. Yes, don't do that. Focus on at the end of the night what we have. 80% of the time we're spending outside of the bedroom. 20% in. So we need to be able to maintain outside of that bedroom, but they don't give me that 20, give me that 20. I want that 20. I want the whole 20. I want the whole 20.
I think for me, I would prefer to have a man that's respected. So if people around him respect him and he can, hold his honor amongst his. If he walks into a room and everybody loves him, that's kind of what I want. That peace y'all as men are talking about, women want that too. Peace, something grown women, let me say, because there's some very childish women out there that love chaos. I am a person. If you come to my house right now, all the lights are out. My TV is on, candles burning. I need peace. I require it. And, communication. Say what you want. Tell me what you want. Articulate it. Clearly say, I don't like when you do this. It makes me feel this way. Or I love when you do this. It makes me feel this way. And I reciprocate. That's kind of all I need. And be busy.
Yeah.
Please.
Find
something to do.
That's so important.
Be busy.
Yeah.
Be busy.
You want me to?
Go ahead.
Now, my idea of a perfect relationship, it kind of sums in all of what you all was saying. Because of me being so busy, I definitely want someone that is equally ambitious. We don't even have to be into the same things.
Absolutely not.
You could be doing something totally different, because there's nothing sexier than being with somebody that can teach you something you don't already know. So if you're already a movement by yourself and I'm a movement by myself and we get together, that brings you back to that powership. Because I want to be a power couple. That's what I want. But I want to be able to be with someone that I can be completely vulnerable with. I want to be able to be naked with this person without judgment. I don't want to have to worry about what the streets is saying, because you're not out there making me look stupid. Because by the time the streets come and tell me about it, we can laugh about it, because you already gave me the 411. If you have other female friends, don't hide that from me. They don't have to be my friends. But I'm okay with you having other female friends. When you start keeping secrets, then that's where the trust starts falling apart. And understand that I am me. I want somebody that can love me where I'm at. Not try to change me, not try to make me into who they think I should be. Allow me to have my own freedom. Because when you don't smother me, that phone call or that text, it just come through differently.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when you always want to take up every ounce of my free time, I don't call myself a hermit, but I'm kind of, like that.
I'm not a hermit.
I
but
don't
sorta.
watch TV. I
Kinda.
haven't watched TV since May of 2017. Not regular TV anyway. I'll watch a little Hulu or Netflix, but I'm not a TV watcher. I'm really big on quiet and peace. And when I'm around large groups of people, it drains me in such a certain way that I have to have that alone
That
time.
time.
And someone that don't understand the dynamics of my love language look at that as a sign of rejection or that they're not important to me. And it's not about them.
Right.
It's really about me.
Right.
So if I could just find someone that can understand my love language, and if not, be willing to learn it so that we can grow together, that's perfect to me. Because now I don't want you to be broke, because let's get that clear. But you don't have to be in a position where you have to take care of me.
Right.
Meet me in the middle, because right now times are hard. Everybody feeling the economy, and at our age, it's very slim for me to meet a guy that doesn't already have children or that hasn't been married
It's
before
rare.
or doesn't have some type of obligation from a previous relationship that gives him, because it's expensive for men to date too.
Yeah.
It's not fair to expect that, he got to pick up the tab all the time. And, come on, man, it has to be reciprocal. And if I do something for you, don't make me feel like I'm buying you, because I'm the type of person, if I'm feeling you, I'm going to show you gifts, words of affirmation. There's certain things that I'll do. Be reciprocal of that. It might not have to be on the same level. Some people can give me money. I'm not rich, so I can't buy you back. But what I can give you is I can pour into you. I can teach you some things. I can show you other ways how to make money with your money. So
That's a good thing.
yeah. So it's all about that cohesiveness that comes with being able to be vulnerable, being able to be honest and transparent with someone, and building that trust bond. If you have that, then nothing can come between that.
Right.
I have yet to find that.
And remember, it's about presentation, because when you're telling a man,
I don't like to tell them what I want, because then they could play that role.
but when you're telling them, like you said about, maybe I can show you how to make money with your money. Sometimes men can perceive that, she's telling me how to spend my money, that type of thing. So, it's all about presentation. You have to be soft. You have to rub the elbow a little soft and kind of, make sure that,
I'm a
you're
big
saying
on
it.
that. Manipulate me. Take advantage. I'm serious. There's so many things you can get me to do if you put me in the right position.
Yeah.
If you rubbing my shoulders, you ain't took the trash out in so long. You just look so sexy when you take out that trash. Girl, let me go take out this trash. Because for me, the number one thing that I think.
Oh, is that how it go, really?
I'm serious.
Well, I know about the,
I'm just saying, men are simple creatures. And I don't think a lot of women understand that you can manipulate a man to do anything if you come at him the right way.
Presentation.
Right? For me, respect is above all things. And when I say respect, I don't mean bow down and all this other stuff, but there should be a very apparent difference in the way you speak to me and the way you speak to everybody else.
And vice versa.
And vice versa. Remember who I am. The other thing is, don't weaponize my vulnerability. Don't be a vault for my secrets. But don't, when we get into an argument, next time you want to kill yourself, what I mean? Don't weaponize my
man.
vulnerability.
Oh,
And
that's
then
terrible.
the last thing for
terrible.
me is I want to have fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
The reason I like hanging out with my boys is because we have fun. And even if you don't like hanging out with my boys, be in places where I'm having fun. So if I say, let's go do something, even if it's not something you want to do, even if you're not even engaged. Like, I used to date a woman who I really liked. Things didn't work out, but I like playing golf. And she would just ride in the cart and read a book. And she wasn't engaged. She wasn't, every once in a while she'd go, ooh, that was nice. Didn't know what the hell she was talking about. I'm like, what are you talking about? I just bought a beer. But she was in the places where I like to have fun.
Okay.
So respect me, don't weaponize my vulnerability, and let's have fun. And I think that's, when I say be my peace, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I have a very stressful job that demands a lot of me.
Listen.
So the last thing I want to do is come home to an unnecessary argument. There's some things that I think you're going to argue about. But there's some things where it's like, why are we fighting about this? This doesn't make any sense. You're right. I'm wrong. What can we do? Yeah.
And
exactly.
you know, another part of peace is not, and being alone, to y'all, is not just, I just want to be in my house by myself. It's not just that. Sometimes it's, can you just go in the living room, you know?
Yeah.
And or I come in my room and watch TV, or we're on the couch together and you're just not talking.
Right.
Just give me some downtime, because I'm a Pisces and I have to regenerate mentally in quiet spaces. So it's not always I just want you out the house.
Right.
You know, go.
I don't want to have to entertain you.
Yeah.
I just
Every
need
time we
some,
come together.
some downtime.
Yeah.
See, and I'm an extrovert. I get energy from being around people.
Oh.
But I'm attracted to introverts for some
Okay,
reason, where they
okay.
get drained, you know,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
I try to respect that, where, you know,
What's your sign?
I'm a Virgo.
Okay.
Of
So
course.
like even when I write, I like to write in busy coffee shops where there's a lot of, and even though I'm not talking to the people, that movement just energizes me.
And it drains me.
When I'm sitting at home by myself,
me out.
that is the quickest way for me to take a nap.
Oh.
So serious.
I think a big part of what we leave out in a relationship and being a strong relationship, we covered it a little bit, but that space, that time apart.
I need my
that,
space.
A lot of, I got a cousin, he finna get married, and my younger cousin. Because what you tell me something, I said, well, man, get yourself some space, man. Lovey-dovey, that's cool, man. But give yourself some space. Miss each other for a minute. Miss each other for a minute or two. And, just space is it's a big factor in a relationship lasting. For me, I believe,
Well, yeah, you want to have something to talk about. You know.
Absolutely.
Well, how was your day? You know how my damn day was. We've been together.
You've been everywhere I've been.
You called me 7 times already.
I just talked to you when I left work. Now I'm home.
Well, even like, spending time with your friends or whatever the case, just having, I want to be in a situation where walking away,
Right.
because we know we're coming back. And I think something you said was key. I'm not the jealous type. And sometimes that's misunderstood as I don't care. No, it's just that I'm not threatened by anybody else. I happen to think that I'm a hell of a guy. And I'm under the, the misbelief or the actual belief that you cheat on me, well, damn, you stupid. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to question everything I see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just going to assume that, okay.
That's
But
petty
in the same
childish.
way, I don't need to be friends with your friends.
That's right.
But I need to know your friends.
Yeah.
And your friends shouldn't know anything about me that,
That's right.
I don't know about, or that I didn't tell them.
Correct.
I'm the type where if I go to lunch with a coworker, hey, I just want to let you know, me and a coworker, we're going to Guadalajara, because when your girl called, I saw Tony at the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah.
I know. He told me.
I don't mix my men and my
I
friends.
actually have a question. So then in that situation, what do you do when you have someone who is just so insecure, or they don't want you to?
That's not for you. That's it.
Would you want to be, if you were that way, would you want to be with you? No.
That is a great question. And I think that's a question that we should start asking people. Would you date you?
Would you date you? I actually
Maybe
had
that's
a friend of mine that was like,
next time.
you know what? After I looked at my list, I didn't even check off the list, because we have all these expectations of what we want in our partner. Try mirroring those expectations back to yourself to see that if you even qualify for what you're asking for, because sometimes we have this made up idea of what we want, but we can't even give ourselves that, let alone somebody else.
Right.
So we have one last final question. And the question is, have you given up on love?
Yes. Have you?
I haven't.
You have not? Okay.
Not at
Turn
all.
the camera around.
I haven't.
wanna
And
know.
and reason being is because I just know that there is a time, there's a reason, there's a season. It's a reason why I'm in this place that I'm in, and I have embraced that.
Okay.
But I know too that it's coming. I mean, it's like I can feel it. I know it's coming.
Okay.
So I mean, I haven't given up on it at all because I mean, I'm very optimistic. I'm as bad as we say the dating scene is right now. There's somebody out there. It is. So I haven't totally given up.
I would say that I haven't given up on love, but I'm very cautious with giving my love, being through, things that you've been through in the past. And I don't bring that into my current, but I am much wiser as far as seeing red flags and things. But I have not given up. I love love. Most people would tell me, she love everybody. But I haven't given up on it, but I'm very cautious at it because I don't want to give it to the wrong person that is not deserving of my love, because my love is true and it's unconditional and it's straight, ride or die. So I'm not just going to give my love to everybody.
No, I have not given up on love, and I'm a Leo, so loving is just in my nature, and it might be a little bit closer than I think, thanks to MixNSingle.
All right. The plug. Shout out.
Look, Facebook and my MixNSingle. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, yes.
I haven't given up on love, not at all. I just, I'm letting the wheels turn and day by day, and taking advantage of the moment of being single, taking advantage of that personally for myself. Can't give up on love, God is love,
True.
So, no, I haven't given up on love, and I think it's out there. I'll see it again, And when you said, somebody said you love everybody, it's good to love people, Don't be one, like you said, but at the same time, we gotta, hey, Music Soul Child, show me how to love.
Right.
Yeah.
Teach
Teach me how to
Teach me how to
love.
love. Yeah, I want, cause we have a tendency to forget out here in the game out here.
Okay.
What is love? Oh, whoa, ain't no love. I'm in a situation. What you call it? A situationship. A situationship. I don't know about no love. Situationship, I mean.
Listen.
But yeah, I believe in love.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I definitely still believe in love.
Okay.
I definitely don't want a microwave relationship. I want to be able to take my time and know what I'm getting into this time. And just because I'm dating doesn't mean I'm married. Right. Just because you're my boyfriend doesn't mean I'm married. I actually want us to build towards those building blocks in a relationship, because I don't want to make those same mistakes that I've made in the past by giving too much of myself to anyone too soon. Right. So yes, I do believe in love. I do, because I love to love. Love is a beautiful thing. I think the word is used much too loosely these days. Right. So if I use the word love with anyone, if I say I love you, I love you. You can take that to the bank, to the heaven, to death, to wherever. I love you. And I love a lot of people. I tell a lot of people I love them. I've lost a lot of friends that I didn't get a chance to say that to. So if I have an opportunity, I'm going to give you your roses while we're here. But yeah, I do believe in love.
I'm a witness to that.
Yeah. I definitely want it to be organic.
Absolutely.
I definitely believe in love. Not only do I believe in love, I am in a season of expectation for love.
Okay.
I think that with everything that I've gone through in my life, love owes me. Not only to show up, but to endure, to stay, and to truly manifest in the way that I envision it being. But I do believe that, and I love what you said about, your love has a value to it, and not everyone should have access to it. So my love, my love is like an American Express, black card. Yeah, everybody ain't gonna get one of these. But when you get it, it's gonna open doors for you, because I'm the type of man where, I don't count money when it comes to gift giving with someone I love. My resources are for the purpose of, having a good time and spreading love and everything like that. So, I laugh at some of the stuff that's posted in the MixNSingles group, who should pay first. And I never have those conversations, because if I like you,
you should not.
Some
of the conversations in MixNSingle are very trivial.
Yeah.
I just I let them fly because people are searching for answers.
Well, yeah, and everyone is not
Yeah,
there.
and people are growing, and
Yeah.
we have to be the change or the example
Absolutely.
of what we want to see. I definitely, me, Angela, I love love, and I love
career
love.
out of it.
I love love so much that I created MixNSingle
Yeah.
events.
Hey.
I am absolutely open to love.
Yes, ma'am.
It's gonna be a slow boogie though, because I want it to be right. I want it to be whole. I want it to be not perfect. You know, it'll never be perfect, but worth it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Worth the molding, worth the growing, worth the digging, and worth it all, because it's a learning process, a learning and an earning process. And I created MixNSingle because I myself was a swiper, dating swiping on POF and everywhere else. And please get off POF, y'all. Jesus, Father. Good. Stay that way.
Get on
POF is
WL.
plenty of fish. It's a dating app.
I actually learned about POF because that's how I was getting cheated on. Somebody had
See?
Was you in
plenty
his
of
phone?
fish. No, actually, he was
Wait a
silly
minute
enough
now,
to
bud.
tell her about me.
Man.
Look, he was silly enough to tell her about me, and when he ghosted her, she ended up in my phone calling me wanting
Yeah,
to spill the tea.
So I'm gonna always promote realblacklove.com.
Yes.
The RBL app. Realblacklove.com is a app owned by Joseph Dixon. This is another plug, Joseph. This is another one. We doing this a lot. So, I was a swiper, and I decided that it's time. The world has become this smartphone. Everything is in the smartphone. If we go one day without that smartphone, we lose contact with anybody. And I think it became time for me. I wanted to get out and engage, even though I'm sort of like an ambivert, sort of. I still feel like it's time for us to get out, feel each other's energy, talk a little bit, get to know one another, look each other in the eyes, and know for sure who you're dealing with, who you're talking to. Even though people can lie to you in your face,
Right.
they can. That's
Energy
not,
don't lie.
but energy is real. Yes. And so that's why I created MixNSingle, and I absolutely believe I am enamored with love. I love love. So I wish the best of love for each of you. Thank you guys for coming
Thank you guys
here,
so much for coming.
and for you too. I thank you guys for showing up today, and we're gonna do this again, I'm sure. So be ready. What do you guys have going on?
Let me let you go first. 'Cause you gonna talk for 30 minutes.
Don't do that. Don't do that like
I
that.
won't keep you guys too long. First of all, if you're
Yeah, 'cause
watching,
we way past
after
time,
you
by the
finish,
way.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you finish watching this show,
9:40.
y'all go ahead on over to YouTube and
Yes,
subscribe
please
to
subscribe
VI,
to the YouTube
well,
channel.
MixNSingle too, but VI, Brothers Forever Productions. We released our 5th episode of the series, so be sure to check it out. Support us, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. We also are still currently filming Pawns, the movie, and that will be premiering real soon, so stay tuned for that.
So most cities stand up.
Mo City Stand Up, that's right. You can always catch me usually on Sundays at the Alley Cat, but to confirm my attendance, be sure to follow me on social media. That's One, the CEO, on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Like my page, subscribe, all that great stuff. And I also have an event on April 27th. I'm double booked on that day. That morning, we bring in The Rise of the Divas. You had to grow through it. I'll be hosting that event with a panel of wonderful women sharing their stories and their testimonies, how they overcame adversity. Also on that evening, we're doing an event for autism. It'll be hosted by Terry Grossman. He'll be doing comedy.
Funny guy.
We have a special guest, Nicole Wilson,
Yes.
from Autism Moms Are Beautiful. She'll be a guest speaker. I myself will be performing spoken word. So you can come and check it out. Those proceeds are going to be held towards autism and autism awareness. So I have that going on. Also in April, I'll be going over to Denver, Colorado
Okay.
for hip hop streets.
Okay.
and their app. So you guys can go there and log on. They're doing a music conference, and I'll be speaking on the power panel on how to increase your productivity and your visibility on social media.
All right.
And branding.
Okay.
So I have all that going on. I have more things being added to the roster. Be sure to follow me once again, One the CEO, and I'll keep you guys posted.
Awesome.
Well, how do you follow it?
I'm being my mama's house
I
Sunday.
know,
No.
right?
You can follow me on social media, Tony Massey Speaks, on Facebook and Instagram. My website is back up, TonyMasseySpeaks.com.
Amen.
My book, Unsolicited Dating Advice from an Unqualified Source, is going to be offered in an audio version, which I'm really excited about. And I narrated it,
Oh.
but I used my deep, sexy voice.
Oh,
for a minute.
okay.
I also I have another book coming out in May. It is called Like Boaz, where I take the story of Boaz and Ruth, and I show how the modern day man can use Boaz as example to court his modern day Ruth. So I'm really
Right.
excited about that. I'm really
We're
excited about that
definitely
because my
gonna support
son, Jordan Massey, actually wrote the foreword to that. So that was really
Awesome.
cool. That was fun to collaborate with him. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, MixNSingle, you guys can follow us at MixNSingle. I'm telling you because I want you to join the group. Okay. And we're on all social media platforms that way. Please go follow us on our YouTube page. What we have next coming up, this Friday, we're going to see the movie Us.
Yes.
Yeah. For those who want to go, a lot of our members are saying they're not going because it's a scary movie. However, I don't like scary movies either, but I'm going because it's Jordan Peele and it's, you know, yeah, support my people. The other thing that we have coming up is our singles picnic, which is on March 31st. Tickets are $10. We have a barbecue truck, which is All Star Barbecue and Burger, owned by my classmate Nakia Henderson, and it's the best barbecue in Houston, hands down. I don't care what nobody else say. We also have DJ Tito, who will be providing the music. We'll be playing games, and we'll be having discussions such as this, and we'll be just hanging out. We have some other things. Follow us on Eventbrite. You can follow us on Facebook, MixNSingle Events. We're everywhere. And you can email me at mixandsingle@gmail.com. You can also log on to www.mixandsingleevents.com.
If you haven't been to a Mix and Singles event and you single, that's why. Because they fun. I'm just saying, they so much fun. They're so
you.
much fun.
Yeah, and we're
Yes.
forming couples
Yeah.
Yes,
every
yes.
week, seems
For
like.
the fellas, there's always
And because
more
we're doing
ladies.
so great at forming these couples, we ask that when you come over to our Facebook page and you ask to join MixNSingle, we ask a few questions
Yes,
so that we can make sure that
you're actually single.
you're actually single
and a real page.
Right.
in a real page. So if you don't answer those questions,
I'm not letting you in.
You can't
we're
come.
not letting you
Yeah.
in. Also, what else I want to say?
Shout out to our moderators.
Yes.
Yes.
Kathy, we have Kathy Decline, aka Dickie. We have Seven the Poet, Donald Cooper, yourself,
Yep.
Tony. One is also a moderator. We have Yolanda. We have Kaya, the
Kaya
singer.
Hicks.
She's Kaya Hicks. She's a moderator. And my niece, Latoya, who's my oldest niece. Oh, and Rashida.
Yes.
I know she gonna say my name right here.
Rashida sitting here in our audience today. Rashida is a moderator, yes. We haven't introduced Kathy as a moderator yet, but she is one of our moderators. Yes, thank you, Rashida, for coming. Golly, I'm never gonna live that down. So, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for coming, and we enjoyed this time. But it's time for us
Time
to
to
go.
go. Yeah. Catch us next time. Make sure you follow us on YouTube.
Night.
You can see the whole show if you missed any of it. And also go to the Facebook page. Join if you're
Yes.
single. If you're not single,
YouTube.
send one of your single friends.
Yes,
That
if you're not single, please send all your single friends.
Thank you to the studio audience.
Thank
Yes.
y'all.
Beautiful poetry. Thank you.
Yes.
Shout out to Timbuktu.
Shout out to Timbuktu,
Yes.
the poet.
Appreciate the opportunity.
How do they find you? But we call him Book. Sorry,
Facebook, Timbuktu, the poet.
TMBUKTU,
Right on.
and the number 2,
Right on.
the poet.
Timbuktu, the poet,
DAPOET.
Facebook and Instagram. I have a show coming up next Saturday in Webster, Texas. It's going down. Sister named Sister LaRue. She's doing something down there.
Okay.
Looking forward. I'm working on a book. Looking forward to getting on the scene. You can catch me on Sundays at Alley Cat
At
with my
Alley
brother,
Cat.
7 to
Who's your
6.
publisher?
Shout out to Poet.
Shout out.
Yeah,
Oh, they
I
publishing.
inquired with you already, right?
Okay.
Hey, I want to say this real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Brother, your vocabulary is great. I can't even figure out a big word. The big words you was using in
I'm
there,
an English
man.
major.
Man, you
I'm
cold
showing off.
with it, bro.
Oh,
You cold
He's a
with
poet.
it, bro. Yeah, he cold with it. I'm looking forward to hearing that book in audio version,
I
too.
appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
All right. So good night. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in.
We went way.